Archer Aviation fourth quarter and full year 2025 financial report. Tonight is the night. Are we going to see a massive upside and massive sentiment shift in the eVTOL market? Are we going to see the flying taxis finally taking off? Well, only one way to find out. Thank you for joining me. You are watching Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz, and we are covering Archer Aviation fourth quarter and full year 2025 earnings call. If you want to drop the like button on your way in, and definitely if you are new to this sector, subscribe, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market and the whole sector daily. Big build up because we have big key event tonight. Currently, Archer Aviation coming to the closing bell. Earnings here. We have only a few candles to go before the numbers are out. But key event, we are just touching the marked up key resistance, $7.50. If we have some good news, we'll definitely break through it. We can then start eyeing $7.80, $8 and above. If we have bad news, we are moving lower and lower. If we have very bad news, we can start looking at $6.60. We had a look into that previously. Let's just have a quick look at the whole eVTOL market. Quick preview so we can see the sentiment. The market is ready. The market is brewing. And I just want to show you this. Let me put this on the screen for now. This is the whole eVTOL market preview as we do it on the show, on our daily updates. This is what we like to call our eVTOL market, if you will. This is a pie created on Trading 212. As you can see, fairly green. Only Delta and United Airlines are down. Stellantis is slightly down. We have Bristow slightly down. EHang, been telling you, EHang doesn't like this geopolitical instability. EHang doesn't like clash between or any tension between the global powers, because it's a Chinese company. So EHang is red in there. Other than that, look at Archer. Today, this morning, we had a good run. We have Joby as well, not doing as great as Archer, but we still had some good. We had a bit of a dip on the opening bell, and then we had some good recovery. Vertical Aerospace is sitting around $4.20, $4.30, and Beta Technologies, the great upside as well. And this is on the back of what's coming tomorrow, the eIPP, the eVTOL initial pilot program. Government program announced, developed, supported, executed by the Department of Transport and the FAA. At least 5 regions across the United States will be selected to develop, deploy, and use the flying taxi concept. And Beta Technologies are in the pot as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. We have some good news tomorrow, and Beta will run up. Archer Aviation, there we are, just below $7 on the market open, $6.80, and now we have a nice upside. Currently, 5.5% to 6% up, coming to the closing bell. Archer Aviation, what can we expect tonight? We brought it up already on the previous event. Those who just want to catch up and reiterate, this was the previous quarter. Archer delivered some solid update, but it was the investors, the market didn't accept it. They didn't digest it very well. However, I think this quarter we will have some good news. What we've got here from the last quarter, from previous quarter: acquisition of Los Angeles Airport as strategic air taxi network hub and AI testbed. We'll break it down shortly, very quickly. We did a good job on the previous show, so we will break it down quickly, and then we will focus on the numbers when they come out. Midnight achieves record flight milestones toward certification. We hit the 10,000 feet ceiling. That is a great achievement for an aircraft that is designed to fly only between, say, 1,000 and 2,000 feet height. That is a massive flex. Joby have done the same. They also hit 10,000 feet, by the way, just for the record. And they also did Archer also did 50-mile distance. They covered in their aircraft, in their test piloted aircraft, November 703 Alpha X-ray, which is capable of full horizontal flight. Lilium patent portfolio acquisition. We might hear some update on this. We might hear some remarks, because Lilium, those who've been following us for a while, you know that Lilium was one of the first pioneers around the world who were building and developing their own eVTOL aircraft, their own flying taxi. And unfortunately, they had some financial issues. They didn't get enough backup from German government, and unfortunately, they went bankrupt. And now Archer bought out their whole patent portfolio for a very good price. So a lot of this technology will be used and adapted, probably or more than likely, as part of Archer defense. How about that? And obviously, United Arab Emirates commercial deployment underway and strong demand across APAC. So definitely, I want to hear some more update from Adam Goldstein in about an hour. But don't go anywhere. It's not an hour. We are about 10 minutes away. When we get shareholders letter, we will go through it. We'll break it down. Break down the good news. We'll break down the bad news. And I will deliver the live analysis of what that means for you as an investor and for Archer, the company. Already mentioned Hawthorne Municipal Airport, key location for the development of the Los Angeles network. Here is the bird's eye view. Archer Aviation are supposed to start building their hub in here. They have acquired around 50 acres of land, so it's not a small plot. They will be developing modern passenger hub in here. It'll be your prime experience. And I would not be surprised if Hawthorne will become the key and center point of the whole network. So you want to deliver very good experience to the passengers. It's not only about passenger experience. There will be some vertipads, there will be some maintenance facilities possibly. And Hawthorne is supposed to work as a test bed for the new developing AI technologies. So definitely, I'm looking out for more update on this. And if we have some good guidance, if we have some good progress tonight, that could be good news for the company as well. As already mentioned, key location in here. Why is it key? Look, that's your Los Angeles International. Just move away. Los Angeles International, less than 3 miles away. Let me just mute something here. Bear with me 1 second. Little tech hurdle. Right, Hawthorne Municipal Airport, which works. It doesn't have any international significant meaning, but works as an eventual overflow airport from the Los Angeles International. And if you look at the location, you have less than 3 miles to Los Angeles International, and you have about 2 miles to SoFi Stadium, center point, all events in the Los Angeles. And that will be the center point of the Los Angeles 2028 Summer Olympics as well. Hawthorne, already mentioned multiple times, but it's very attractive to the investors to hear that and see this. And that ignites a lot of speculations as well. So currently, that is just noise, but who knows? Until we hear some update, it's just noise, but just noise. But who knows? Maybe we will hear some update from their neighbors, because in the vicinity, literally over the fence, we have Tesla here. That is their design and research department. This X on the building is literally X, SpaceX. In here you can see the Falcon 9 rocket, and this over the road, this is Elon Musk's Tesla Boring Company. So the neighborhood is very attractive, and that's not only it. There's more companies in the vicinity of the airport, so the neighborhood is very, very attractive. And just to put it into context, Hawthorne here, where the red pin is, Los Angeles metro area. Tonight, we could and we should hear some updates. Maybe we will hear some hints for tomorrow. Tomorrow, already mentioned, the eIPP, EVTOL Initial Pilot Program. Multiple locations submitted their applications. Why is this important? Because these cities, these corridors, will be adapting the EVTOL, the flying taxi concept, as early as this year. And we could see commercial flights as early as end of this year. So if you are from Los Angeles, if you are from New York, how about me telling you, you might be able to fly, to take flying taxi end of the year. Tomorrow, we are expecting a big update, and that could be big catalyst for the whole eVTOL market, not only Archer. But if you have a look, you can see we have multiple regions. We have Texas, Hawaii, Ohio, New York. That will definitely be center point of the East Coast. We have Los Angeles, center point of the West Coast. Las Vegas, rumored, but Archer might give us some update on this as well. Archer rumored, but if you look at Archer, where Archer is involved, we have Las Vegas, Atlanta, we have Los Angeles, we have New York City, and we have Texas. So Archer can propose us or bring us a lot of proposals tonight. That could be good, massive news for you as an investor, obviously. The eVTOL Initial Pilot Program, the integration. We've already mentioned this on the previous show. I will just mention this date. This is the key date by 3rd of March. By March the 3rd, 180 days from proposal submits in here, back in December. Tomorrow, we should hear and see which cities and which eVTOL manufacturers will be selected to start building these networks. And also this is key as well. 90 days, within 90 days of project agreements, we're not going to fly. We will probably not going to fly passengers. We will start deploying this concept. That involves vertiports, that involves operators, that involves the aircraft as well. So maybe as early as in 3 months, you'll see Archer Aviation taking off for the skies of Los Angeles, New York, Texas, and more. The event, Los Angeles 2028, and I want to hear more. I want to hear some progress from Adam Goldstein. Already mentioned Archer have been selected. We are coming to the closing bell. We'll cover the eVTOL market on the closing bell, and then I will be looking out for the shareholders letter. So don't go anywhere whilst you are here. If you want to hit the like button, we get 100 likes. YouTube will start promoting this, and we can get more investors. We can get more investors on board watching this, watching possibly the good news. You know what does that mean? Get more people interested in the company, more people will be investing. More people investing, volume, bid price going up. How about that? No financial advice, but if we share this event, we get enough people, who knows? You might see a nice squeeze. But Archer selected the partner, the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics, and also main partner of the Team USA. So the Olympics, biggest event in the world, obviously. Biggest sports event and the biggest social event as well. I tell you, 5.5 billion people watching this. How about 5.5 billion people watching Archer Aviation, taking off, flying athletes, flying officials? We are there, early doors. And obviously next year, Super Bowl in the SoFi Stadium, we already mentioned. So this network will already have their own practical use. We also have New York proposal as well. Let me just get back to the markets. Let's just quickly go back to the markets. Let's see what news we've got, because it's the closing bell right now. Archer Aviation, after the closing bell, we are still holding the level. It's great. Joby Aviation holding previous levels before the closing bell. Vertical Aerospace holding its current levels as well. And this is telling me this is not just a good day. This is telling me the fundamentals have been building up, accumulating, and brewing. Think of a steam pot. Think of a steam pot. You have enough, if you brew in the steam pot for long enough, the steam builds up, the pressure builds up, and then it only takes one touch and the lid will completely pop off. These are the fundamentals. I'm not saying we're going to pop off tonight. I'm not saying the EVTOL market is going to explode tonight or tomorrow, but the fundamentals are there. Fundamentals are there, and it only takes one good trigger. Off we go. And we could witness this multiple times with the EVTOL stocks. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. If I look back through the year, if I look back through the year at Archer, I'm still monitoring. We should get the investors and shareholders letter shortly. Let me just show you this. Let's look back with Archer, say 12 months or just above, just slightly over 12 months. So we are back in 2025, November 2024, Japan carry trade, Archer below $3 or around $3, and then massive ride. That was the Christmas and January as well. There was a lot of catalyst, and then obviously some retraction, natural market movement, because there was not enough catalyst, not enough news. But look at this, the tariff wars, EVTOL market, the EVTOL stocks stripped to the bone, Archer below $6. And then look at the rally, and we had 3 highs. We were touching the $14 mark. Most recently one was a hype with alleged partnership with Tesla. And I actually could see High Energy Investments comments from the previous event. You were selling there just so you could buy in here. Hats off, mate. Congratulations. And this is what investing is about. So we are here. And it probably won't be long. We will see another high, see another spike. Let me just quickly check if we are getting any update on the investors letter. I'm monitoring it. Let me just quickly refresh this for you. So, Archer Aviation numbers are not out yet. The numbers are not out yet. The shareholders letter is not out yet. We had, I don't know what happened last quarter, but it took 40 minutes to get the letter out. I hope this is not the case this quarter. But looking at the chart, we've already mentioned on the previous event, and shortly coming to this event as well. Let me just bring up again, sitting at $7.50, previously marked on our live shows. Earnings numbers should be out there. Let's have a look. Do we have any update from here, from TradingView? No, numbers are not out yet. The numbers are not out yet. And no update from Archer either. But we mark these lines, these levels on our live show. I never touch them unless it's some nonsense or it's not relevant anymore. But $7.50, look at it, all day. I might give you a better chart. I might give you a 5-minute candle. All day, we've been sitting just around the $7.50 mark. And we have a red-green candle saying that numbers are out. Let's just look out. Let me refresh this. Numbers are out. Archer Aviation, fourth quarter. There we go. Brief. Archer Aviation, fourth quarter, net income, negative $188.9 million. Fourth quarter adjusted operating expenses 144.2 million. Archer Aviation operating expenses 234.7 million. And I told you, excuse me, I told you on the previous event that we can see natural growth of 20-25%. Previous quarter 177 million. Just to put this into perspective, adjusted EBITDA negative 137.9 million versus IBES estimate 121.8 negative million. So we are burning a bit more cash than expected. And outlook for first quarter adjusted EBITDA 180 to 160 negative million. You can see the reaction. Oh, you can see the reaction. A very red long candle. Currently, what is this telling us? We are 8% down. 8% down on just after the numbers came out. Don't panic. This is not necessarily bad news. I would not be selling. I would not be selling now. If you managed to stay in Archer Aviation for this long and you would want to sell now, that would be just silly. So still holding around 8%, $6.91. Let me just refresh this. If we are getting the shareholders letter, I should have all notifications on, but I just don't want to miss anything. And we are having a bounce back. We are having a bounce back. It's recovering. The initial overreaction, as it does, is recovering. So if we sit around the $7 mark for the rest of the day, who knows? But we might get some good update through the investors letter. Let me just refresh this again, just in case, because no, nothing is coming through yet. Okay, so let's continue with the story. What we can look at today. Obviously, the price is here above me live. I'm monitoring the price as well. $7.09, $7.10. This is not bad. This is not bad. Even for bad news, this is good. 8% is good. Let's get back to the main story. We are looking at tomorrow. Tomorrow, more 99% will be announced. New York on the East Coast, and Archer is heavily involved in New York. And also, we will have Los Angeles, as already mentioned, on the West Coast. These two cities will be the key points on each coast. Archer still sitting above $7. This is good. Shareholders letter is not out yet. We have more regions where Archer is involved. In example, Miami. That could be one of the pivot points and pivot markets that will test. That'll be the test bed for the whole eVTOL concept as well. And this is obviously Manhattan. You can see the Skyport is here. Downtown Skyport. Joby managed to land in there already when they did a demo flight in New York. But if you look at this location, downtown of Manhattan, can it be any more attractive? Can it be any more attractive for the PR, for the media side, and obviously for the tourists as well? So Archer will be involved in that together with Joby and probably more participants. Archer Aviation, Midnight Aircraft. I want to see some update from Adam Goldstein on the production capability and what the production line has been doing. As you can see, Archer is slightly recovering. $7.20 now. That's good. $7.24. Do we have the letter out? Because that looks like we have some good news. That is not just cooling off of the overreaction. Okay, that's good. I hope you have not sold. I hope you have been holding, because this is good. The overreaction is recovering now. And if we look at the chart quickly, look, $7.27. What we've got here, we've got more update from Archer. Archer, record liquidity, regulatory milestones, and expanded defense business set stage for 2026 launch. So that means the investors letter is out, or at least the filing. So let's just read through it, catch up with it, and I will dig it out for you in the very minute. Achieved 100% FAA compliance for EVTOL, expanded defense and powertrain business, and ended financial year with record 1.96 billion liquidity. That is what I said to you on the previous show. We should have around $2 billion on the balance sheet. That is giving us great runway for Archer. Net loss increased to 618.2 million on higher R&D and certification spend. First passenger flights targeted for 2026. There we are. So let's just dig out. We have any updates? I will get back to the main studio for a few minutes. I will address your chat as well. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, fire them away in the chat, and we can have a talk. If you just joined, we are covering Archer Aviation fourth quarter 2025 earnings call, and we are looking out for the numbers. If you want to hit the like button, that is the greatest reward for me to have you here, be with me, and like the show. Let's get back in the main studio. We are back in the main studio. I am eyeing. Let's quickly catch up with the chat. We are eyeing some update from Archer. I am afraid this might be the same case as last year. Fourth quarter financial results, conference call. We have only the conference call. Nothing is up there. Let me just quickly check this. Events. What we've got here. Fourth quarter financial results. Let's click on it. No, the shareholders letter is not out yet. Refreshing my emails, notifications. Okay, there should be a filing. As far as I understand. So let's have a look at that. SEC filings. This is what I don't like. Archer, I hope this will not be the new standard for Archer to issue their shareholders letter this late. Right, current report, what we've got here. Bear with me. Okay, so we will go through it. We'll go through it in the analyst room. Let's just quickly address your questions and comments. If you have any questions, Rhino Skin is here. Thank you for joining. Ninja Cowboy was here. You can't see him in the chat room because it's blocked by the poll. If you want to cast your votes, I will close the poll and open a new one in the very minute. Are you invested in Archer Aviation? Long-term, trading, both? Nope. That were your options. Let's just quickly catch up with the chat and we'll go back to the analyst room and we will break down the earnings unless we get the shareholders letter. And I'm getting some notifications. Bear with me. I am getting notifications. There we go. That should be coming through now. Bear with me. I'm just checking. Right. That is out. Is it? We've got some update on the event. Yes, it's out. So let's get back in the analyst room and break it down. Let's have a look what we've got from Archer. Let me just line everything up. If you have any questions, fire them away in the chat. Anyway, I will be joining you in the chat after we've gone through the updates, through the news. Let me just get this up and running for you in the analyst room and we will break it down. We'll go through it element by element. Okay, the earnings call is going to be ready. We have about We have about 45 minutes before the earnings call is going to start. But in the meantime, let's just break down. Bear with me, please. I'm just trying to adjust everything, bring it up on the screen. I'm still... Oh, yes, we have the shareholder letter. Great. So, that's some good news. That is some good news. So, let's get back in the analyst room and break it down to the live analysis as well. Archer currently sitting around $7.20, which is good. We have recovered the initial overreaction. I'm just loading the shareholders letter. Bear with me. I'm having connectivity issues, believe it or not. Right, bear with me. It's loading. It won't be long. Right, let's do it again. I don't know what's going on. Why is Archer always so difficult? Archer earnings, it's always challenging. There are always some challenges. Okay, let's go through here. Bear with me. I'm working on it. I'm working my way through. You can see it on the screen. I'm trying to bring it up. I'm trying to load it up. This might not be my issue. This might not be the issue my end. Let's see if we got some update in here. Might try to find it the other way around. Nope. Okay. So let's try this. Bear with me. I'm trying to open and access it at all. What's this? JP Morgan conference. Okay. Raymond James. Yes. Okay. What is this doing? Okay, so that is working in here. Bear with me. Just trying to get it up and running. There's some tech issues. If not, we'll break it down from here. That's not a problem. I just like to do it from the analyst room. So give me one more minute. If we don't get it up and running, we'll do it from the main studio, which is not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. Archer Aviation sitting at $7.20. We have recovered the initial overreaction, and we are about 40 minutes away from the actual earnings call to start. Bear with me. I'm still trying to dig deep into this. If I can open it. Let's try this. Okay, that's not working. That's quite disappointing. It's not coming through. Never mind. Let's do it from the studio. That's fine. We've spent enough time on it. Let's get through the numbers and the news and the update. Are you excited? I am quite excited. So let's see what we've got from Archer. Very subtle main page. Oh, there we go. There we go. The very moment I just switched to the main studio. Right. Let's go quickly to the analyst room. We'll break it down live on the screen. There we are, back in the analyst room. I just got, you cannot see it in here, but I nearly literally put myself, because that is a 75-inch telly, and I could see this little black bit emerging from the edge. And I literally thought I have a crack on that telly, on that screen. Believe it or not, it's the midnight rotor. Ooh, it was a bit of a drama. Okay, so fourth quarter and financial year on the whole year, full year 2025. Let's dig deep into it. Are you ready for the action? Well, let's go. Shareholders letter, beautiful picture of the Archer midnight as Archer do it. Highlights: piloted VTOL operations on track for eIPP and United Arab Emirates. That's exactly what we wanted to hear as the investors. With expanded midnight fleet. Oh, that sounds promising. Targeting first passenger flights in 2026. Good news as well. FAA, means of compliance, 100% complete. First to achieve this certification milestone for an eVTOL aircraft. Wow, I definitely want to hear more on this. And expanded defense opportunities, definitely initial revenue stream, record 2025 year-end liquidity of around $2 billion. A good update. Right, we have words from Adam Goldstein, Archer Aviation CEO. Dear shareholders, I founded Archer with a vision to build the world's first certified electric air taxi. That vision evolved over the last 7 years. Today, Archer is a next-generation aerospace company building the technologies that will power the next 100 years of vertical flight across commercial and defense. Next 100 years. As a bold statement, it is often forgotten that Archer was founded more than a decade after others in the industry. Very good point. We entered the development cycle at a key inflection point. The foundational technologies were ready for commercialization, and we were still early enough to help shape the regulatory framework. We did not have legacy tech debt, so we developed a clean sheet design using a first principles approach focused on finding the most efficient path to certification and commercialization. We have assembled what I believe to be the best team in aerospace and gave them a clear mandate. I believe our strategy is paying off in ways the market is only beginning to understand. He's dead right in there. There's more from Adam coming. A few months ago, we added a new Midnight aircraft to our fleet. It completed ground testing faster than any before it and is now flying piloted vertical takeoff and landing operations at our flight test facility in California. Later this year, we plan to deploy additional piloted Midnight aircraft in American cities through the White House's EVTOL integration pilot program, and in the United Arab Emirates through our commercial launch program. Everything we have built over the past 7 years is converging. Let me walk you through how we got here and what you can expect in 2026. Right, we'll just break this down quickly. We'll not be reading every single thing out. We will hear update from Adam on the earnings call, which is about 35 minutes away. So don't go anywhere. There'll be more updates, and there will be questions and answers as well. The Q&A section with Archer. You can always submit your questions yourself as an investor. How about that? So, flight test and manufacturing last year, eVTOL campaign over 50 miles in horizontal flight, excess of 30-minute flight time, altitude about 10,000 feet, which we already mentioned, and speeds of 150 miles per hour. Great. FAA recently issued our newest Midnight aircraft, its special airworthiness. That's great. So we will see more flights from Archer. Commercial launch. On the commercial front, we plan to begin operating Midnight this year, both in American cities as part of the eIPP and in the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, as part of our commercial launch program. That's great. Let me just quickly read out this because this is key. This is important, and I cannot stress enough what's coming tomorrow for the eVTOL market. Last year, President Trump signed an executive order unleashing drone dominance. It was the big, beautiful bill that established a White House mandate to accelerate air taxi deployments in American cities. Since then, my team and I have been working directly with the Department of Transport and the FAA to help ensure this program positions our country to lead the world in this new category. We have submitted applications across California, Florida, Texas, Georgia, and New York. Great. We are hearing update. That's great. We are hearing update. The first time I saw a Waymo on the road in San Francisco, it was a big deal. Now, self-driving cars are just part of everyday life in there. I believe the eIPP will do the same thing for air taxis. Every safe flight builds towards public acceptance, and we need to build that acceptance in parallel with our certification effort. That's great. Let me just see. I'm getting some more updates. Good. Wow. Then we have update on the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. I want to hear from Adam himself. Let's just move on. certification. This is key. This quarter, we reached a key milestone. The FAA confirmed its final acceptance of 100% of the 797 means of compliance for our Midnight aircraft. I believe this makes us the first to achieve this milestone with the FAA. I am proud of our team for getting us there first. Completing our means of compliance unlocks our ability to finalize the acceptance of our remaining certification plans with the FAA. We expect those to be resolved in the coming quarters, clearly clearing the path for type inspection authorization work to begin on our Midnight program as soon as this year. So we have some more progress. This is great. We have some more news. Test results. Midnight requires only 17 issue papers, with 13 being industry standard and 4 unique. Okay, we have some more update. We'll hear from Adam more on this. Midnight's aft propellers are a design trade we get asked about. Our team explored 2, 3 and 4-bladed options. 2-bladed carried the most mechanical complexity and required dampeners that added weight. 4-bladed eliminated the dampers, saving weight, but impacted drag. Because the 2-bladed solution increased complexity in ways that made the aircraft harder to certify and manufacture, we chose 4 blades. 4 reduces complexity, makes certification more straightforward, and maintains manufacturability with minimal performance impact. I think Archer and Adam namely have been listening to the EVTOL community, because there's been a lot of noise and a lot of questions as well being asked by not only the community but the investors as well. Now we have clear answer. 2 blades versus 4 blades. That is your answer from Adam. Some transparency coming from Archer. This is great. Okay. What else we've got here? Defense. This could be heavy for the coming quarters, because this is initial revenue stream for Archer. The defense industry is shifting its focus from expensive, exquisite systems to autonomous, attritable platforms built for scale. On the fixed wing side, you have already seen this with collaborative combat aircraft like Anduril's Fury, designed to fly alongside existing piloted fighter jets. The same transformation is coming to rotorcraft and is the opportunity we are trying to seize. So he is hinting here on the Project Nyx. The Archer UK branch will be working with Anduril, GK and Aerospace. They'll be developing wingman and autonomous or semi-autonomous wingman for the AH-64 Apache helicopter being used by the Royal Air Force. And there is quite a good pot of money in this project as well. 80 million British pounds. How about that? For the winner, obviously. And we have been tracking this project for you. I'll be bringing you some more updates, because in March, we should know first selected competitors as well. Autonomy. This is interesting. Autonomy in aviation is fundamentally different from autonomy on the ground. With cars, the challenge is building systems that handle the entire driving task end to end. In aviation, autopilot already manages the vast majority of commercial flight. Pilots handle taxiing, takeoff, and landing. The challenge is bringing automation to the air traffic control system. The current system relies on legacy communications, such as VHF voice radio, that cannot support the continuous exchange of telemetry, intent, and situational awareness that autonomy requires. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill allocated historic $12.5 billion to modernize the air traffic control systems in the United States. And the eVTOL aircraft will be nicely plugged into the new developed air traffic control. The air traffic control, it's not a matter of developing this in 1 week or 1 month. We are talking probably a few years. But once we get there, the environment will be ready for autonomous aircraft. We are not only talking passenger aircraft. We are talking emergency services, we are talking cargo, we are talking tourists as well and leisure, but we also are talking the advanced air mobility. The environment involves drones. So think of delivery drones. I know in Texas, Zipline have already been pioneering their little network, and they can deliver your Walmart or Amazon delivery. The drone comes, hovers above your garden, and it literally zip lines down your delivery package. So this is part of the new air traffic control as well. Liquidity. We ended fourth quarter with approximately 2 billion in liquidity, operating in a capital intensive sector that matters. It positions us to fund what matters. Our team knows that every dollar we spend shortens the runway. We have to build a generational company. We must continue to be ruthless about cutting anything that does not earn its place. My job is to drive execution, fly aircraft, deploy them in cities, complete certification, scale manufacturing, and deliver to the customers who are waiting. Thank you to our team, our partners, the government agencies, and our shareholders that all play part in our success. Deep tech is extremely challenging, and you give us the ability to pursue it. I do not take your support for granted, and we will work every day to continue to earn it. Adam Goldstein, founder and Chief Executive Officer of Archer Aviation. Archer, behind the scenes, some update from Abu Dhabi, from their test flight. That's great, that's what we want to see. We have more pictures. November 704 Alpha X-ray. Piloted, full transition capable aircraft. They probably have not done the full transition yet, but already have started test flying the aircraft with the pilot on board. That's great. That's what I want to see as an investor. We have more pictures of the aircraft, more pictures from the flight, from the cockpit. This is production facility. I think we will hear some updates from Adam. We are about 25 minutes away from the actual earnings call, so stay where you are. Don't go anywhere. It'll be more interesting. It'll be more interesting than this, actually, because we will hear something beyond, slightly beyond that as well. Dubai, again, more test flights in here. I've got actually a great video. I might show you a great video of Archer presenting in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi as well. Archer UK, their new branch in Bristol, fairly close to Vertical Aerospace as well. We know that Bristol is the key location, is the industrial heart of British aviation. Bristol, you have all the talent, you have all the industry, you have all the infrastructure in there. Couldn't pick any better place, Archer. Forward-looking statements. Okay, do we have... Oh, that is a beautiful picture. Unlock the skies. Archer's slogan. Okay, we don't have any numbers. So let's get back in the studio. I will talk to you in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. What do you think of the numbers, of the results? You think the good result, good update or not? They delivered or under-delivered? We'll open a new poll as well. And then we will have a look at the balance sheet and the numbers. There we are. There we are, back in the studio. So let's get in the chat room. We took off because we got the numbers, we got the updates. So let's quickly catch up. Who's here? Rhino Skin. Hi, everyone. Sir Joey was second. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Ninja Cowboy was here first. Then Rhino Skin. Then Sir Joey. And Mustafa is here. Okay. David Hensley and his moderators. Great work. Liz is here as well. Alexandra as well. one of the regulars, Liz, Sir Joey. I hope it hits its October high again so I can double my money again. Yeah. Let's see the reaction tomorrow. Archer currently sitting $7.25. That's not bad. That's only 3.5% down now. That's not so bad. Let's close the poll as well, and let me know what you think. I'll start a new poll. Are you happy with Archer's progress? Yes, no, and undecided. Because one thing is the financial side, and the other thing is the fundamentals. So if you want to cast your votes in, I would like to hear from you. Are you happy with the progress? Yes, no, or undecided? Right, let's catch up back with the chat. Just transferred money to buy some, says Liz. Congratulations. At what time the earnings are? We are about 22 minutes away from the actual webcast to start. Let me just quickly refresh this here. If I can... No, it's not open yet. The webcast room is not open yet. After the bell or later? No, we just got the numbers after the bell and the shareholders letter. Mustafa, what is the price target? What is my price target? Short term or long term? I think Archer, and this is not a financial advice, financial analysts, they set the price target for around $12. Me, I think we can have if we have a good push, good rally, Archer can hit $18 this year. Don't quote, well, yeah, do quote me on this, but don't follow this as a financial advice. This is just my own opinion, just my own prediction, seeing what else is in the pipeline, how the sentiment can build up, and how the hype around the flying taxis can take off. If you pardon the pun. There we go. Vaz is going to tell you now. He has the chart open. Yeah, we've done it. Trickseek is here. Guys, can I ask if Archer is in eIPP program yet? Trickseek, we've just done it again. Hope I answered your question. Archer is there as one of the leaders of the applications. Guys, do you have some app or something that will send you all numbers right after they are released? There are multiple ways. A lot of financial brokers, your brokerage account, they will send you notifications. You can sign up to add to shareholders updates. You can also there are multiple ways. I am using as well, which are probably not accessible to you, but there are multiple ways for you as a retail investor to access all these updates and this data. Can't buy before the earnings. Feel too unsure, says Liz. Yet we'll see what it does tomorrow morning in Germany. Fair enough. You are very cautious. That's fine. Trixie, 1 minute. You bought 20 shares in. Congratulations. Dan S is here. Liz, the market will always be there, and there will be more opportunities to buy. Yes, I agree. I second that. I'm waiting to buy more Archer too. Trixie, I think we are going onto eIPP. Yeah, you are commenting on what we broke down on the show. That's great. In the analyst room, we will have RLZ tomorrow. Don't know what RLZ is. Matt is here as well. Shareholders letter out. Yeah, thank you for that. I just couldn't open it. I couldn't access it. But thank you for the heads up. How much of a move are you implying? Says Curtis. What move? Can you elaborate it, please? I will answer, but please elaborate your question. Yeah, we had a slight dip. That's the financial side. Archer didn't deliver their earnings per share. They have slightly bigger cash burn, but the fundamentals, I mean, we've been through it right now. It's great. It's building up. It is building up. A panic board says Ninja Cowboy. Jim, I hope they come out with expected first passenger by end of the year. They literally did. Great call. buy in. I love this thing. New Blade is here. Hello, good old mate, New Blade. Hi Vaz, I would get out now if I hadn't before and look somewhere else to invest. I kindly disagree. I know you have been skeptical over Archer, and I see your points, but I disagree. I'm not one of the Archer bros, you know me. We are trying to bring you objective perspective. We are not trying to bring you biased information and updates, but and you know me, I've been here for the whole eVTOL market, and that's why I disagree with you. I think Archer will deliver. But thank you for your opinion, and thank you. I'd love to see you here finally again. Came on 650 or lower. Come on 650 or lower, says Joey. Howdy is here. Got out last week. Bought Leaps for 2028. Ooh. Liz is watching. DJ Hayes. Slight miss. 0.26 earnings per share against estimated negative 20. Yeah. After BS announcement about Starlink, people are getting fooled again. New Blade, this is the community doing it. It's not Archer, it's not the investors, it's the community. It's the Archer bros that are hyping every single piece of news to unprecedented heights. And I can't help to do anything but bring you a realistic insights, cut the noise, as we do. We covered Archer and Starlink partnership on Friday, and I think I gave you quite objective perspective. I also told you that Archer might not be the only ones adapting this, and they might not even be the first ones. I also said that Joby have been flying with Starlink since August 2024. So that's all I can do. That's all I can do. We are not a bros account. We are not hyping any company. We are hyping the whole sector, if you will, because we believe this will be the great investment opportunity, and this will be the new electric car sector, if you will, or electric vehicle. But thank you for your insights. I love it. We need somebody. We need both sides of the story. That's great. I love it, and I love to see you here again. I will never sell my Archer shares. I will continue to buy, says David Hensley. Ninja Cowboy agrees. Trickseek, I hope you guys buy the dip. New Blade, who gave BS about Starlink, says David. Do they have an eVTOL yet? Or still flying CTOL? Well, New Blade, November 704 Alpha X-Ray. It literally did VTOL flight, vertical. Not full transition yet, but it can fly. Curtis, what price do you think at open? I don't know. I can't say. There's so much happening. We don't know. Are we gonna have a red day? Are we gonna have green day? I can't tell. I gave you my levels, what I see on the chart, realistic, but I can't tell you anymore. I don't have the crystal ball. You can ask Martin when you see him live, but I don't have the crystal ball. Nick Jones, Archer, Joby, Eve Air Mobility, Vertical, Horizon Aircraft. My pie just got to 4 figures today. Congratulations. I ain't selling anytime soon. Congratulations. Trickseek, FAA accept all 100% mean of compliance. Yes. New Blade. Archer partnership with Starlink. When, hang on, let me just switch this off. When everyone will use Starlink, by the time eVTOLs get running, hang on, the call is coming through now. The lobby is ready. So let me just play the music in my ear. I can't play the music in here, but you can hear some preview. We are ready. We are about 15 minutes away from the call. That's great. We may have some slides as well. With Starlink, when everyone will use Starlink, by the time eVTOLs get running. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I agree. There's more. It's unconfirmed, but I found there's over 5,700 aircraft that are either using or scheduled to start using Starlink on board, which is about 25% of the whole global fleet. So it's great news for marketing. And I also said I would not be surprised if somebody like Joby will announce this in the coming months as well, because that will be the new standard. So I agree with you. You can do it, Vaz says. can't read your name, BXNA Bank, whatever that is. Francis, Kurt is here. Short, cut above. Okay, I'm not sure I'm following. J. Niels, Curtis, awesome info. If you are referring to me, I'm glad I could bring you some value. Thank you for the appreciation. High energy investment, Archer getting hit as I expected. High energy in the house. Lovely to see you here. Trickseek, all the percents are out for today. Okay, the poll. Long-term, 47 long-term investors. Nope, no investors, 23%. Well, thank you for joining anyway. You may have learned something, and you will more than likely learn something tomorrow as well. Both trading and long-term, 16%. That's me as well. And trading, 14%. 158 votes. That's great. That's a great sample. Love the rain. Waiting for a good report. High energy. The only thing that can hurt Archer long-term success is an accident in the sky. Yes, everyone is now safety obsessed, because if something happens in the sky, that could be very, very bad for the whole eVTOL market and the sentiment around it. Javi is here. Hello, Vaz and everyone. What happened to your badge? You did have your membership badge, didn't you? I buy 13 shares, Vaz, of Archer. Congratulations. Why do you think it's dipping? Archer already run up to 14%. Yeah, I don't think it's dipping long term. I think we have a good accumulation phase. Javi, when they start flying here in Los Angeles, I will fly on it. Yes, wouldn't it be exciting? Would it not be exciting? Why did Archer drop 50 cents at close? Because the beat and slightly higher cash burn. This way, Death Gaming bought more high energy investment. I bought more pre-market for 680. Nice, congratulations. UK investor is here. Will you be covering eVTOL earnings? Yes, as soon as we get them out. Look, we bring you all updates, all Vertical Aerospace's events, even those which are just exclusive on our channel, like the Investors Day. What was it? The Capitals Markets Day last year. So yes, we will definitely cover the earnings. I don't have a date yet, but I think Vertical are waiting for completing their full transition flight. Archer is now dipping slightly. We are at $7.17. Let's see what it does going further to the closing bell, to the night trading. UK investor, yes, we will be covering definitely Vertical Aerospace. I always take a day off work, by the way, to cover this, because I'm full-time employed. This is just my part-time venture. Hopefully, that will be full-time soon. Javi, Martin, Vertical and Archer are correlated. Yes. The whole eVTOL market is correlated. And if Joby is doing well, Archer is doing well. If Archer is doing well, Joby is doing well. And if they are not doing well, the other one is not doing well. And this is what I'm not getting about the eVTOL community. They are literally pooping and throwing dirt at every single person's success, at every single player's success. And they are not realizing if Archer fails or if Joby fails, it'll be a massive hit for the eVTOL market. I mean, there's some rivalry, there's some banter, this and the other, but sometimes the community is getting very vile, and I'm not liking it because it's not giving the whole market any good name. It's not shedding any good sentiment. But it's just my own personal opinion. Just because you asked, you didn't, but there you are. It's 7:51 at close, says Phil. Yes. Vaz, can you explain what the connection to eVTOL's Honeywell has? Is it more when autonomous flying comes into play? Nick, Honeywell, they are providing and supplying the control systems. So think of your joysticks, in simple words. They supply these control systems to Archer, to Vertical, and more. So they are key player in the eVTOL sector, and I think they supply to Beta as well. But I would need to double check. I need to fact check this. Javi, yes, but I haven't get chance for paid membership. Oh, well, you are missing on a lot, Javi. UK investor earnings 18th of March, 2 weeks away. That would be great. Adam can move the price up with some partnership news. Possibly, yeah. Javi, so will be a good idea to buy a little bit of everything related to eVTOL market. Yes, we have our eVTOL pie. If you join me tomorrow, if you join me on Saturday, I mean on every show, on the eVTOL daily, we are bringing you the whole excuse me, the whole eVTOL sector, which I see as the whole system. Think of it as a biotope. We have the parent companies, we have the institutional investors as tier 0, tier 1, obviously the original equipment manufacturers, and we have tier 2 suppliers and manufacturers. So the whole market is covered, and the pie is I think fairly diversified as well. So if we have a dip, we have a lot of defense players. They bring it up. If it's some tension, international tension, they bring it up. We have some big institutions as well. So if tech is going down, these institutions are holding it up or going up. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for updates. And you know what? After the earnings call, we can have a look into that, Javi. Okay, we'll have a look. If you stay with me for after the earnings call, we'll have a look into that, and I will explain what is involved. eVTOL is the future of moving people around and military integration. Yes, I agree, and Archer will be talking more about this, about the defense side. Jamie Rees, GE Vernova is doing great. Yes, GE Vernova, and who was it? No, Leonardo. Somebody else was doing well this morning as well. Honeywell sub some stuff to sell the most aviation. Yes, they sell to the most aviation companies. Yes, I agree. Government contracts equals bullish. Yes, I agree. High energy investment. We are about 6-7 minutes away from the earnings call. If you want to hit the like button, if you just joined, we are covering Archer Aviation earnings call, slightly cooling off, coming to the actual webcast, to the actual call, $7.11 right now. Just checking, music is coming through. I've got it all ready. I'll give you a little taster. Yeah, the music is coming through. I cannot play it for copyright reasons, but we had some interesting updates from Archer. What we can do now, we can have a look at the balance sheet. Thank you everyone for commenting in the chat. Thank you everyone for hitting the like button. Thank you everyone for being here. We have massive average watch time. It's almost like triple the usual live earnings. That's amazing. I love it. Thank you everyone for staying with me. Right, let's have a look at the numbers. Do we have any update on the numbers? That's the investors letter, highlights. Okay, we've been through this. As the update from Adam. I didn't want to read through the whole thing. Adam will tell us more definitely on the call. Right, let me just scroll down quicker. Right, there should be financials. There should be the numbers. What's this? Archer announces. Oh, that's the event announcement. Okay. What else we've got here? Live webcast. Okay. Okay, that's the full filing. They obviously need to cover all the information. There we go. That is the balance sheet. Summary financials. Okay. So we have a massive jump in the cash burn, operational cash burn. But as I said, this is natural. Archer are investing in R&D, research and development. Archer are quietly behind the scenes. They are preparing their production line and probably upscaling as well, or ramping up. There's more to it. This is natural. I would say on a quarter, 20 to 25% growth based on the company development and progress is natural. So if I do quick maths, Where's my calculator? Let's do quick maths. Let's do it on here. I'll tell you exactly what that is. I've got calculator in here. So, bear with me. I've got data. No. Oh, I've got this advanced calculator. It's now giving me conversion to pounds to dollars. Okay. Well, let's get the old analog calculator I've got. I don't know where. There we go. The old school calculator. So if I do the numbers, what was it? 2, 3, 4. No, it doesn't work this way. How do I do percentage? 174 divided by 234. Yeah, 25. Is it 25? Yeah, it's about 25% growth. So yeah, it is still natural. I may have done it wrong, but yeah, it is. Pen and paper. Oh dear. No, please no. We don't have enough time. We are 3-4 minutes away from the earnings call. We are now going through the numbers. You can see there's some natural growth in there. I don't think there is some bad or uncontrolled cash burn. Liquidity. Full year 2025 cash equivalents and short term 964.7 billion. That is massive. That is a massive number. An increase of 1.13 billion from the previous year. Wow. Cash used in operating activities 433 million. Cash used for investment in property, capex, is 80 million. That will go up. That will go up because they'll be investing in Hawthorne. So again, next quarter, we can see increase in this. I'm just preempting this, and I think and I hope the markets will price this in. That could easily double or maybe go even higher because building a new hub for passengers and for your operations, that will not be cheap. Cash provided by financing activities, almost 1.8 billion. Okay, primarily driven by 3 registered direct offerings with gross proceeds of 1.8 billion. Okay, and cash used for acquisitions, that's Hawthorne, 152 million. And Lilium and the over-air intellectual property. Oh, interesting. Okay, do we have any more numbers? We are about 2 minutes away. We're about 2 minutes away from starting the actual earnings call. Q4 adjusted EBITDA. Yeah, that's why we failed. That's what the investor market is not digesting very well. First quarter financial estimate for this year. Archer's financial estimates for first quarter 2026 as follows. Adjusted EBITDA to be at loss of 160 to 180 million. We have not reconciled our adjusted EBITDA estimates because certain items impact non-GAAP. Okay. Many more numbers. I would like to see more updates on the guidance. But we'll definitely hear it from Adam. We are going to start literally any second. So don't go anywhere. Grab your popcorn, grab your Coke or beer or whatever you are drinking tonight and sit down, sit back, kick your feet up. Be starting right now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for attending today's Archer Aviation Company Q4 25 financial results conference call.
They're starting on time as well. I love it. I love it.
All lines will be muted during the presentation portion of the call with an opportunity for questions and answers at the end. If you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. I would now like to pass the conference over to your host, Kate Kuehl, Head of Investor Relations. You may proceed.
Welcome to Archer's earnings call. This is Kate Kuehl, Archer's Head of Investor Relations. Today we will be making forward-looking statements that are based on current assumptions. We don't undertake any obligation to update those assumptions as a result of new information, or future events. Risks and uncertainties may cause our actual results to differ materially from those contemplated by these statements. For more information about potential risks and uncertainties, review the risk factors in our SEC filings. Today, we will also be discussing both GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of those measures is included in our shareholder letter and earnings release from today. Now, I'll turn it over to Adam. Adam?
Thanks, Kate. At Archer, we are building a next-generation aerospace company with civil and defense applications. We have formed an ecosystem with some of the best partners in the world, from Anduril to SpaceX to NVIDIA. We have great momentum, and I'm excited to walk you through it today. I published a more detailed shareholder letter that I encourage everyone to read. I'm going to keep my remarks relatively brief and dedicate most of this call to Q&A from analysts and retail investors. Last year, our pilots took Midnight through its eVTOL campaign. Flights over 50 miles, over 30 minutes of flight time at altitudes above 10,000 feet, and speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour. And we have now begun Midnight's piloted VTOL flight test campaign. We will continue to expand our piloted Midnight fleet and the flight envelope throughout 2026, enabling us to begin TIA activities with the FAA as soon as this year. As we expand our flight test program, we are simultaneously preparing to be ready for air taxi operations. We are on track to begin deploying Midnight this year, both in American cities as part of the White House.
Yeah, I'm just fixing the volume. I can see it. Thank you.
Or eIPP, and in the UAE as part of our commercial launch program. Before we go into our plans for the UAE this year, I want to acknowledge the current geopolitical situation in the Middle East. Our team and partners in the region are in our thoughts, and their safety will always be our top priority. We will continue to monitor the situation closely. Despite that current uncertainty, we remain focused on rapidly progressing our commercialization strategy in the UAE. I am pleased to share that Archer is the first eVTOL manufacturer to establish a restricted type certificate program with the GCAA, which sets us up to deliver additional Midnight aircraft to the country this year for piloted and passenger-carrying operations, while simultaneously building out our network of certified vertiports across Abu Dhabi. While our team is hard at work commercializing the United States and the UAE, our global backlog continues to grow. Our order book is in the billions, with 7 of the world's largest airlines choosing to partner with us. Some new partners include Saudi Arabia's PIF and the Serbian government. The commercial momentum is real, and it is built on a certification strategy that we've been executing against for 7 years. This quarter, the FAA confirmed its final acceptance of 100% of Midnight's means of compliance. I believe this makes us the first eVTOL company to achieve this level of progress with the FAA. Completing Midnight's means of compliance unlocks the ability to finish the next phase, finalizing its remaining certification plans. We expect those to get there in the coming quarters, clearing the path for TIA work to begin on the program as soon as this year. Our partnership with Anduril is central to our defense strategy. We are designing an autonomous, hybrid electric VTOL aircraft built for dual use, a loyal wingman for defense, and cargo or medevac for commercial customers. We remain optimistic about winning a major defense contract this year. We are always looking for opportunities to apply the proprietary technologies we have developed for our commercial aircraft to other adjacent applications. In November, we announced our first third-party powertrain deal with Anduril and Edge Group to power their Omen autonomous air vehicle. Anduril spent 5 years searching for a propulsion solution for Omen, and I'm proud they chose ours. Beyond commercial aircraft and defense, we see a third opportunity: software. We partnered with Palantir for next-generation air traffic control, movement control, and route planning. We are working with NVIDIA to integrate their IGX Thor platform into Midnight for safety-critical autonomy applications, and we are working with SpaceX's Starlink to bring high-speed, low-latency connectivity to our aircraft. We plan to unveil our first software product in this category later this year. Executing across all of these fronts requires exceptional leadership. I want to highlight Benjamin Lyon, who has integrated fully into his role at Archer as President of Aircraft OEM. Benjamin is a longtime pilot who spent decades at Apple shaping some of the most complex hardware programs they ever built, then served as CTO at Aptiv, one of the world's leading industrial technology companies. He is exactly the kind of operator you want driving a program towards commercialization, and his impact on our engineering, manufacturing, and certification velocity is tangible. Tom Muniz continues to support the Midnight program, but has now taken a leadership role in developing our hybrid aircraft. Together, Benjamin and Tom represent exactly the caliber of leadership the opportunity requires. We ended Q4 with approximately $2 billion in liquidity. While this is a strong position, I try to be ruthless about cutting anything that does not earn its place. My job is to drive execution, fly aircraft, deploy them in cities, complete certification, scale manufacturing, and deliver to the customers who are waiting. Thank you to our team, our partners, the government agencies, and our shareholders that all play a part in our success. Deep tech is extremely challenging, and you give us the ability to pursue it. I do not take your support for granted, and we will work every day to continue to earn it. With that, I'll hand it over to Priya.
Thanks, Adam. On today's call, I'm not going to walk through all the detailed financial results as those are set out in our earnings release. Instead, I'll briefly discuss the key highlights: our liquidity position, capital allocation priorities, and overall financial discipline. First, with respect to liquidity, as Adam highlighted, we closed the quarter with a very strong balance sheet and total liquidity of approximately $2 billion, which is the highest watermark in Archer's history. Our financial strength allows us to think and act beyond a single program. With respect to our priorities for deploying capital, it is very straightforward. In the near term, commercializing Midnight remains our number one priority. This includes progressing certification activities, scaling manufacturing, and advancing market launch efforts. Beyond the Midnight platform, as we position Archer as a category leader, our next investment priority is in adjacent opportunities, such as the hybrid aircraft program and our software platform. These efforts meaningfully expand our long-term optionality and total addressable market. Our focused capital allocation carries through to day-to-day execution, with Q4 spending tightly aligned to the guidance we outlined in the last earnings call. We are moving steadily towards industrialization and market entry. That naturally requires increased but disciplined spend. For Q1, we estimate our adjusted EBITDA loss to be in the range of $160 to $180 million. This step up in investment is deliberate and is a direct reflection of the meaningful progress we are planning for the year. We will continue to provide transparency on spend trajectory and liquidity as we continue to execute against our key priorities. And with that, I will turn it back over to Adam.
Thanks, Priya. I want to first start by addressing some of the retail questions. And the first question is, how's the pathway for Archer to be the main air taxi service for the Summer 2028 Olympics? Well, the Summer 2028 Olympics is the most important commercialization milestone for Archer because it represents an unslippable date for us, and it's driving the regulators, and it's really driving us towards making decisions and ultimately making progress. But it's not just certification that has to be ready for the launch. It really is all about the infrastructure, the supply chain, the technical progress, all just converging at the same time. And just last quarter, you saw us invest in the Hawthorne airport, and our team is on the ground every day there working through initial flight operations, pilot training. And so this is a very important event for the administration. And so we are coordinating at the highest levels to make sure that this goes off smoothly. And with that, I'll turn it back to the operator to open up for questions.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question, please press star followed by 1 on your telephone keypad. If for any reason at all you would like to remove that question, please press star followed by 2. Again, to ask a question, please press star 1.
This is the most important part.
The
Don't go
first
anywhere.
question comes from Edison Yu with Deutsche
We'll
Bank.
find
You may
some more
proceed.
updates and progress.
Hi, thank you for taking our questions. I want to start off on eIPP. Can you give us a sense of what the next milestones are and the sequencing of events that need to happen before you start to fly the aircraft?
Sorry about the audio.
Sure,
it's a bit
thanks,
too loud.
Edison. So just to take a quick step back on the eIPP program, we view this really as a big moment for the industry. I like to call it our Waymo moment. If you think about like the first time you saw a Waymo, it felt like science fiction to you, but now the goal is to have, 500,000 people, in cities, in the biggest cities in the country, start to see these aircrafts as part of your everyday commute, just like they started to see Waymos every day. And that's what I think the eIPP has the power to do for air taxis. So seeing new aircraft flying over major cities will be exciting at first, but we do need to get people comfortable with them and ultimately accept them as an everyday outcome. And that is how we're going to drive consumer acceptance across the industry and in turn, regulatory approval. And so all of that is on track, and Archer is on track to participate in that event. For the eIPP, we've had a lot of inbound interest from the municipalities, and then ultimately we've submitted the applications, and there's roughly a dozen or so municipalities that we partner with, including Southern California, Texas, and Florida. And now we are looking forward to the DOT announcing the finalists later this month. And then once the finalists are announced, we'll begin working directly with the selected localities to establish the initial operational plans. And then we'll focus on public flights as soon as the second half of the year. So it's really back to the DOT's hands at this point. We're waiting for them on next steps.
Understood. And then in terms of the piloted vertical full transition, I think in the letter you mentioned kind of the next few months are the test campaign will run. I guess what is the broader plan for the number of aircraft, for the levels of flying that you will do for the rest of the year?
Yeah, hey, Edison, this is Tom. Well, just maybe to take a step back, as we mentioned earlier, we're now in the piloted VTOL and transition part of our flight test, and that's all kind of in support of and on track for the eIPP work that Adam mentioned earlier on the call. And just to kind of remind everybody, this comes on the back of all the VTOL flying we've done on Midnight without a pilot on board over the last several years, and the extensive CTOL campaign that we did last year. So we believe we're in a strong position with the testing that we've done. We also are really glad we invested time in that detailed CTOL campaign, as having the ability to do both those conventional takeoff and landings and vertical takeoffs and landings, we think is a huge advantage for the product and a big differentiator, obviously for the business case, safety case, things we've talked about. So our goal is with this aircraft and the others that are coming online to efficiently get through the transition testing in support of the IPP, but then we'll get right into TIA activity, all of this with the goal of being certified for the Olympics.
Understood. And if I just sneak one in on I think you mentioned you're the first one to get the 100% on the MOC. Can you just maybe walk us through the last couple of kind of percentage points? It seems like the industry in general has struggled a little bit to get through those last pieces. What do you think held that up, and why were you able to get through that?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So I would say it's definitely fair to say the last few percent were the hardest to close. But I think the fact that we've, from the very beginning, taken really best practice approaches or conventional approaches to topics like lightning strike, gust loads, occupant production, those sort of things, that are all enabled by us having a larger, heavier aircraft, meant we were able to get through those topics with the FAA. And we did that instead of by sort of pushing back, we were able to just accept sort of the best practice approach. So I think that's what enabled us to get through it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Savi Syth with Raymond James. You may proceed.
Hey, good afternoon. Can I ask, I'm sure it really depends on, all the activity that you plan on doing this year, but just curious at a high level, maybe, where that EBITDA can step up as you go through the year and maybe any kind of commentary on CapEx expectations for 2026.
Hey, Savi. Thanks for the question. It's Priya. So, that we don't give annual or multi-year guidance, but I'll walk you through the flavors of where spending is going towards. So at the core of it, we're investing in three focused areas. The first is you can expect the supply chain readiness and manufacturing capacity, and that's to ensure that we can aggressively ramp up midnight production and deploy it. Second, as we've talked about, in development of our dual-use hybrid aircraft, as we believe the opportunity is now to win contracts from the U.S. and its allies as they pursue this new vertical lift form factor. And third, of course, is our development of AI autonomy software platform. So while all these three result in spending being elevated in 2025, we think there are a lot of near-term opportunities to win awards on the defense side that could offset some of the spending or early revenues on the software side and the air taxi side as part of our Launch Edition program. So, the goal really long-term here is to have a diversified set of opportunities that can allow us to get to meaningful long-term sustainable revenue. And as in how we progress through the quarters, we'll keep providing our quarterly guidance, but hopefully that gives you, again, a framework to think about where are we deploying capital.
That's helpful, Priya. Thank you. And then just on the GCA side, could you explain a little bit more about what the key features are of a restricted flight approach, like what is and isn't included in that versus kind of a full certification?
Sure. Hey, Savi, this is Adam. So our progress in the UAE is obviously continuing, and given the kind of current geopolitical situation, we're just mindful of it and how fast to push and how to support our partners best over there. And obviously, safety for our people is going to be important, and safety for our partners over there is going to be really important. But with that as a backdrop, we aligned with the GCAA on a pathway for commercialization. And we chose the restricted type certificate really because it was more of a recognized alternative than some of the other choices, such as like a type qualification. And it just really gives you broader operational flexibility and a scalable foundation to bring Midnight 2 market in the Middle East. But we really have to kind of wait and see how all that plays out here. And I think there's more details to come on that.
Appreciate that. I'll turn it back.
Thank you. The next question comes from Andre Shepard with Cantor Fitzgerald. You may proceed.
Hey, everyone. Congratulations on the quarter and all the great progress. Adam, I wanted to maybe circle back to eIPP for a minute. Obviously with the projects now in the application stage, I'm just curious, how are you thinking about those projects? What would you call a success? And particularly the California project, is that maybe where most of the attention is focused on? Or just kind of how are you thinking about winning those projects? And what would you characterize as a successful eIPP entry? Thank you.
Thanks, Andres. I think the eIPP kind of win will largely be an industry win, where we have lots of aircraft flying around in multiple cities and getting the general public comfortable with what we're doing. So I think that's really the number one takeaway that can come from this. There are, a lot of very interesting cities and states that have applied. And so, I'm hopeful, California and Texas and Florida, ultimately get picked. But of course, we have to wait and see what happens. Any one city or location is not going to necessarily determine a success or failure, of this. So we have lots of options here that can get picked. Of course, we are hopeful that the Huntington Beach location does get picked, given our plan to ramp operations, ahead of the Olympics. But there are lots of great opportunities across many other cities that we think will also be, great opportunities as well. So I would say showcasing the aircraft, showing what they can do, having multiple operators doing this, getting the general public comfortable with this, and ultimately getting everybody comfortable with this industry just as they have gotten comfortable with Waymos in their cities.
Got it. Thanks, Adam. That's super helpful. I appreciate all that detail. And maybe just as a quick follow-up, I wanted to touch on, so I see that you recently conducted a piloted VTOL flight on the new aircraft. And apologies if I missed this earlier, but can you maybe just walk us through your flight plans for this year and kind of how you expect to ramp up those flight hours throughout this year and again ahead of eIPP and UAE? Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Andres, it's Tom. So yeah, we're super excited that we're now in that piloted VTOL phase. So what you can expect to see over the coming weeks and months is just additional flying and working out towards full piloted transition. Obviously, after that, then we get into TIA and on with certification, but also in support of the Olympics.
And maybe this is a good chance for Benjamin to comment here. There were a lot of lessons that we've learned in flight tests, and I think it'd be good for Benjamin to comment on some of those.
Thanks, Adam. One of the learnings we got from the CTOL campaign was that it was actually the software update cycle that paced our progress. And that's because for our first piloted campaign, we wanted to stick with a well-understood path. So we used traditional aerospace methods. And we learned along the way that about half the time taken was due to manual steps that could actually be easily automated using best software practices from Silicon Valley. So as part of preparing for the VTOL campaign, we actually made updates to our software infrastructure. Like one such example is we now automatically deploy software updates to the Midnight aircraft. And as you can imagine, the team is very proud at having reduced multi-month-long cycles into often just a few days while maintaining the highest standards of safety.
Thanks, Benjamin.
Thanks, guys. Super helpful. I appreciate all that. And congrats again on the recent success. I'll pass it on.
Thank you. The next question comes from Amit Dayal with H.C. Wright. You may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So, Adam, just can you provide any color on how many aircraft will you have available for the certification and testing and then for the eIPP program?
I'm sure. I'll give you a flavor of that, Amit.
Love these questions.
Question. So we're in the late stages of building that initial fleet of Midnight aircraft that we've talked about, and we're going to deploy those in 26 and 27 for our flight testing, our TIA activities, and then also as part of our eIPP and the international launch program. And so the focus of those aircraft is really to get us through the piloted VTOL transition testing, and then ultimately to demonstrate air taxi ops under the eIPP and launch programs. And then, of course, we need to use that to get into TIA and then ultimately type certification. But in parallel, we're also really stepping up our manufacturing and supply chain capacity to put it in a position to allow us to aggressively ramp aircraft builds as we get into 27 and 28, as we ready for the commercial ops in Los Angeles for the Olympics and beyond.
Understood. That's where I was going next, Adam. So from a manufacturing perspective, what else needs to be sort of put in place for you guys to be, ready to sort of meet the timelines you just talked about? And any color on how much CapEx is going towards that effort?
Yeah, it's a good question. And so, as we go through the certification process, we are, really focused on making sure we have, the right aircraft that's designed for a great consumer experience, very, very safe, and that can carry, the appropriate amount of payload, but can also be mass manufactured. And I talked a little bit about that in the shareholder letter. It's very challenging balancing, the performance, the certification side of it, as well as manufacturing ramp. So the good news is, we've already stood up Georgia, the Covington plant. We've invested pretty heavily in CapEx, pretty heavily in a lot of the NRC and tooling. And so, while our spend has been elevated here, I think we are in pretty good position here to actually ramp once we get through the certification program.
Good.
Okay, understood. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
That was a good answer with the ramp.
Thank you. Next question comes from Austin Mahler with Canaccord. You may proceed.
Hi, good afternoon, Adam and Priya. So just my first question here, does the 100% means of compliance completion on the FAA side, does that mean that you're essentially close to or through critical design review and we shouldn't expect any more aircraft changes? I know that you had changed the landing gear last year.
Yeah, hey, Austin, this is Tom. I mean, the reality is I can't say we won't make any further design changes until we get through all the cert testing. And, the reality is there's pros and cons there. It's actually an opportunity for us to make improvements, where we have time and bandwidth in the program. But like that being said, we're really comfortable with the architecture of the aircraft, and we don't see any technology issues today. One thing I can also say is the approach to design for certification from the very beginning, like I mentioned, it's meant we have a larger and heavier aircraft than some of our competitors. It's really positioned us well. And so, Adam kind of touched on this earlier. The challenge here is making sure that the design has the right performance, the right cert path, and the manufacturing path to actually launch the product. And we're really comfortable with where those are coming together.
Okay. And if we just think about the Iran operation and the first use by the Pentagon of one-way attack drones, should we think about a midnight rotorcraft drone as potentially competing on future phases of like the drone dominance program, or do you think it would be more in line with like a collaborative combat aircraft type program specifically set aside for rotorcraft where they're looking for something attritable?
Yeah, I think the conflicts, have really reinforced what's always been true, Austin, which is that air dominance is just the decisive factor, and it's key to military superiority. And so, what we're seeing now, and what you're asking about, is really the beginning of a generational shift in how nations are thinking about aerial warfare. And that shift, we think, will play out over a multi-decade period of time. But I think one thing is clear is that simply hybridizing an air taxi to get some additional range or payload, it may get you some short-term win, but it's divergent from what the administration really and what America's allies want and what they're demanding. And so that's why we partnered with Anduril to build an autonomous hybrid VTOL aircraft with dual-use capabilities, both civil and defense applications. But on the military side, we think the demand is going to be for a loyal wingman, and that's for armed reconnaissance attack helicopters. And so due to the sensitive nature of it, though, I can't share much more details at this point. But our hope is that we can show the aircraft this year, which will translate into some really key wins. And, to really help accelerate our progress there, we opened up a new hub in Bristol, UK, where we've already hired 20-plus seasoned engineers.
That's very helpful color. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.
I love this Q&A. We've got so many questions that
Thank you.
people have
As a
been
quick
waiting.
reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. The next question comes from David Zazula with Barclays. You may proceed.
Hey, good afternoon, and thanks for taking my question. Just Adam, in your first question response, you said that the Olympic 2028 date was driving the regulators. Maybe if you could unpack that statement a little bit. What do you mean? Do you mean resource allocation? And what was kind of behind that statement?
Sure. Back in 2022, the FAA was the one that put out the goal of being able to fly eVTOL aircraft in mass in one city at the LA 28 Olympic Games. They called it Innovate 2028. So it really was an FAA program kind of concept to begin with. Since then, you've seen this administration be heavily leaned into the Olympics, wanting to show all the great things America has done, the reindustrialization of America, America's leadership in aviation. And so it's become a big I think, selling point for the Olympics in general. And so it really has been, one, I think, an exciting thing for everybody to rally behind and people to be proud in America that we're leading in aviation, and also an important point for the administration to make sure that we get this done. But what it did was create an unslippable date. And so it's a date that everybody knows things have to be done by. And so, in this industry, it's tricky, right? We've had, some companies that have been around for a long time, and they keep putting out dates. And us too. And the challenge is, how do you get anybody to sort of stick to these dates? The way to do that is to align everybody to some unslippable date. And I think the Olympics has done that. It's really just forced everybody to get moving to make sure that all these, challenging things that we have to get done are getting done. So hopefully that gives you a perspective. But I think a lot of it has to do with the culture and really the excitement that is around the games.
Helpful. And then you got us a little bit about deployment earlier, maybe specifically for what you have in production right now. Can you just give us the breakdown of what you expect to be kind of UAE-based versus what U.S. based on the testing plan for this year?
Sure. I think it's a little bit difficult for us to predict too much stuff in the UAE right now, just sort of given the the ongoing conflict. Our goal is to keep getting through some of the testing and the certification progress over there, as well as the certification process testing and eIPP over in the U.S. So I think we'll have to wait and see kind of how that plays out to determine the volumes that we're going to put it in each of the different locations. So I would say let's wait and see how that turns out.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next question comes from Chris Pierce with Needham. You may proceed.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Just one quick one on eIPP and then one on design. I guess, if we think about the application that you put out there, is CTOL involved, or should we only expect you guys to see VTOL flights? And is there a possibility we could see VTOL flights, up, down, even though we don't have full transition at that time, and that's enough to help sort of move the industry forward? I just kind of want to make sure to be on the right page of what we might be looking for later in this year.
Interesting.
Hey, Chris. We do expect to be through the full flight envelope at that point. And so I would expect us to certainly see VTOL full transition flights. But because the aircraft was designed to do both VTOL and CTOL, we have the capability to do both. I think that's what's unique about the aircraft. And so there's an opportunity to do both. Okay.
And then the letter talks about the benefits of four-bladed design. And I know you had a two-bladed design prior. Is it just that you didn't know what you didn't know? And I guess you talked about software before. Like, is there some sort of four-bladed design gives you increased confidence in transition flight, or is that the wrong way to think about it and those aren't that correlated?
I think it goes back to just the broader philosophy of trying to balance performance, certification, and manufacturability. And so that is what is, that's where all the work of the industry is going into right now. And I think it's very doable to build an aircraft that can fly really far or fly really high or fly really fast. But once you try to certify that, a lot of the case falls apart because the FAA is extremely rigorous in terms of the standards that they make you have. And so what we do is we look at different trades. And so all three are possible and can be done. You can use a two-bladed propeller, a three-bladed propeller, or a four-bladed propeller. You can even probably use a five-bladed propeller. They just all come with different trades. And so what we mentioned in the letter was a two-bladed propeller had more of a weight penalty on the trade, versus a four-bladed propeller had more of a drag penalty. So one gives you more range, one gives you more payload. We optimize around payload, which is why we chose the four-bladed propeller. And we just use that as an example to help show there are literally thousands of trades that go on like that throughout these programs. And so some could be design trades where they're industrial designs for like better looks, where it can look, but it might hit your performance. Some might be payload, some might be range, some might be speed. So those are just trying to give you a flavor for how we think about design here. But any of them are possible. We went with the four-bladed option because we thought it optimized for what we needed to make sure we could build a proper business case around.
Okay, thanks and good luck.
Don't go anywhere. We'll break it down. We'll analyze it. We'll talk. We'll have a look at the whole eVTOL market.
There are currently no more questions at this time, so I'll pass it back over to the team for closing remarks.
Well, thank you very much for attending the call. We certainly have a lot of work ahead of us, but I could not be more excited about where we are headed. Every day, our team shows up with the same urgency that we had on day one, and that is not changing. I do not take your support for granted. We will keep earning it every day. Thank you very much.
Well, that was interesting.
This concludes today's conference call. Thank you for your participation. You may now disconnect your line.
Right. Let's not go anywhere. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Some of the questions were very interesting, very under the skin questions, which the investors and the community and everyone has been waiting for to be asked. Probably not all the answers we wanted to hear, but let's go through the chat because I could see some good comments, good points from you, and then we will have a look at the whole eVTOL market, what we can trade, how they are connected, how they are related. So we are running a poll. Are you happy with Archer's progress? Yes, no, undecided. I will leave it open for a few minutes, then we're going to close it and I will open a new one. So what we've got here. We'll run for 10-15 minutes for a debrief. Then we will have a look at the whole EVTOL market, and then we'll probably wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining me. So let's see what we've got in the chat. Why did we take off? GE Vernova, yes, we've been here. Government contract equals bullish, says High Energy. Javi, thank you, Vaz. I'll stay with you for the earnings call. Thank you for joining. Sir Joey, sorry, trying to type at work. Okay, it's fine. What happened to Vertical? You were big on it. Are you still? Yes, I am. I'm still optimistic. They'll be announcing their earnings call in next probably couple of weeks. There's some more updates coming from them. We'll be dedicating one of the daily EVTOL daily 20-minute updates to Vertical this week, definitely. So yeah, there'll be more updates from Vertical. I am still bullish. I still believe they have much bigger potential than current Joby and Archer, because they'll be filling big gap. They'll be catching up, and they'll be much more cash efficient, and that's a different conversation. But thanks for the answer. Thanks for the question. I could answer. Definitely, yeah. I am bullish on Vertical still. Two best in my EVTOL pie are GE Vernova 35% and Honeywell 12% up. Ooh, very nice, Jamie. Very nice. Liz says, Have hola. YouTube is the support for the main channel, which is YouTube for Martin and the guys. Yes. Discord is Discord. Yes. Without YouTube on Discord, without Discord on YouTube, vice versa. Ninja Cowboy, yeah, he still loves EVTL. Yes, I am still. We are not taking any sides, but if I could pick one company, I would support that. That is Vertical, obviously, and we have been providing a lot of information and update exclusively on Vertical on our channel. Pen and paper, yeah. How much have they diluted during the year through to have 2 billion? Yes, Noobblade, that is a good point, but they explained all the dilutions. The one for Hawthorne, they explained that was it 600 million on the last quarter. They explained that was for the acquisition of Hawthorne and maybe for some capex as well. The one few months ago, they explained that is for the production ramp as well. So obviously, if they didn't dilute, they would have been running short of cash now. And I would rather have them diluting now in the early phase rather than later down the line when they are starting panicking that they are not having enough cash. But good point. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. High Energy, keep in mind the built and opened a manufacturing facility in Covington, Georgia. Yes. Archer Aviation plans to create over 1,000 jobs in Covington, Georgia, over the next 10 years as part of its $118 million investment in a new electric vertical takeoff and landing. Good point. Noobblade, they just have their prototype approved for testing. How they are going to make a 3-year Joby as reference certification process in less than a year. We don't know. We don't know when Joby are going to finish their certification. We don't know when Archer are going to finish their certification. That's something we will never figure out until it's done. And Joby and Archer, they have different metrics, how to report it. I know Archer, they have like that massive spreadsheet with 4 different phases. Joby, they have just 5 charts. It's different. I don't think you can put your finger on the map and say, we are here. I think it's just very, very complex process. So until we have certification complete, I don't think we can really measure and compare. And that's not me trying to defend Archer. It's the same for Joby. It'll be the same for Vertical Aerospace. It'll be the same for other aircraft manufacturers. Liz, Archer versus Joby cage match. Sounds like AI. Who does? That was Adam. That was Adam himself. I know it. I'm not going to say anymore. You can't have a face-off when there is only one fighter, says New Blade. I love your perspective, New Blade. And I'm glad you are here. Jean says volume. Yeah, I fixed that volume. That was a bit up and down. Sorry about that. 750 by the end of call. Unfortunately not. My volume is way up to here. Okay, so we got it fixed. New Blade is hoping for 650 by the end of the call. 650, I will buy another 100 shares. Nice. Yes, this is what Archer slightly... I like to approach it in a slightly different way or dish it in a different way. Memorandum of Understanding is not an order, yet it is a partnership. So it is a bit ambiguous, and I agree. There's a lot of investors who get caught in this trap. It's not only Archer, it's multiple companies. Sometimes it's more useful to present memorandum of understanding as partnership or whatever you name it. Just got a new subscriber. Thank you for joining. I missed you completely. If he believes it's not lying to investors, right? I don't know what you are talking about. Please elaborate. Nothing like name dropping to pump a stock. Yep. RW, is it Ramen? Welcome back. We haven't seen you for a while. Love to see you back. New Blade, they had 835 million end of 2024, raised 1.8 billion in 2025 and finished the year with just 2 billion. Not reassuring. How much are they going to dilute in 2026 is the question. Yes, let's see how the Archer Defense venture is going on. And let's see when they finish, when they complete the full transition test flight. When they complete the full transition test phase, they can start sort of offering and maybe selling and supplying the aircraft to the Mid-East, to other partners. So we are still a few months away from that, but I think we are much closer and much closer to getting thicker and thicker revenue through. I think Archer Defense, definitely that was a smart play, which is now paying off, but definitely we want to see some more update and progress on it. So again, until probably next quarter, we cannot tell. It's good to ask the question. It's good to hear everyone's voice. It's good to raise some concerns, but we don't know until we know, do we? But yeah, again, great perspective. Comparing itself to Waymo. Yeah, I love it. I've seen some of the videos, but it's the early days of Waymo. Javi, woohoo, I got me another 13 shares, Vaz. Congratulations. New Blade, are you DCAing down? I might be buying more Archer tomorrow if the price goes down. I always DCA Archer, says high energy. WH Bach, is that? Oh, WHB Archer, sorry. Means of compliance is a major de-risking milestone, larger than VTOL transformational flight, which is certainly coming. Yes, I agree. I'd just like to offer something to you. I've got a quick rundown here because I would not be probably able to explain it in my words as clearly and straightforward. So we've got here our good old friend ChatGPT. I ask, what does it mean that they have completed that 100% means of compliance? Certification process basic to fly passengers commercially in the US. Archer's Midnight Electric Air Taxi has to be fully certified by the FAA. We know that as the type certification. That certification is extremely detailed and happens in multiple stages. One crucial part is proving the aircraft is airworthy, safe by FAA standards. And here we go. What means of compliance actually is. Imagine the FAA sets a rule like this aircraft must be able to safely handle emergency landings. Archer then has to explain exactly how its design, tests, and engineering data prove they meet that rule. Those detailed explanations And the supporting technical data are called means of compliance. So basically, this is your, I would say, method statement or a risk assessment papers you issue to the FAA. And based on that, the FAA can say, yes, we can proceed with the type certification, and they will issue the airworthiness. But yeah, that is great progress by Archer. I agree. WHP Archer. I haven't seen you on my show yet. I'm glad we've got Archer investors here. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe if you want, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market daily, literally 20 minutes every day. Skyfall Games. I would like to ask if they plan to license the Jetsons theme song for the Summer Olympics. Yes, I will invest 2 million. Nice. David Hensley, this is awesome news. Clayton, I would like to know if they are planning to do anything with the FIFA World Cup coming up. They were named the official air taxi, not for the FIFA World Cup, as far as I know. That's for the Olympics. I can imagine Archer will have some static display somewhere in Los Angeles. Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in front of the SoFi Stadium as well, or if it's built into the infrastructure. Archer would be just silly if they miss this massive opportunity, because this is the second or third biggest worldwide event, the FIFA World Cup. So yeah, definitely. They still haven't any eVTOL for the fleet. They were supposed to have, right? And I'm glad you said this, Newblade, because they have 6 aircraft, at least 6 aircraft in production, in their production line. They haven't flown fully, vertically, transition, horizontal, transition back again, their current test aircraft piloted. How would they finish their 6 aircraft just to find out, oh, something is not working out, something is not good, we need to change this, we need to rebuild this, rebuild that. That's why they have not completed the aircraft. I have no doubt the aircraft is in assembly stadium, in the stadium of assembly, sorry. It's probably in, where are we? It's probably in, because I used that image on the show, it's probably somewhere near to this stage, right? But it's waiting for testing and the testing results, because the tests could unveil, this is not working, we need to rewire this, this needs some changing. And if you build your 6 aircraft and then you start doing it after you've built it, yeah, that is a good question, but this is not a bullish statement. This is not a bearish statement. This is just something natural. Archer are trying to protect themselves and future-proof as well for the near future. So I'm glad you asked that question. There's a misleading comment. They have eVTOL built already. Yes, they have built now the piloted one. I tried to super chat, but it won't let me. See Marty. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. Apparently not, or I misunderstood what he said. Says Newblade. See Marty, is it a good time to get in Archer? This Archer drop after our well, tomorrow more than likely we will get an eIPP out. Archer, very likely at least 3 regions, so this could be a good impact. However, geopolitical situation, tension, we might have to wait for the better environment for the eVTOL stocks and the eVTOL market to take off. Just my observation, but I don't think it will get much worse to what we are here, to where we are now. Newblade, only you can tell. I wouldn't personally, as it will likely continue tomorrow. At the current market, yes, I agree, being unstable with the illegal aggression in Middle East ongoing. I agree that there could be escalation, there could be more updates on the Hormuz Strait being shut down. Yeah, I agree. What's the longest distance they can fly without landing? Archer, they have claimed 50 or 55 miles on their test flight. Oh, New Blade, thank you. 55 miles CTOL, of course. Yeah, for the VTOL. And we are getting a special message from our special guest. Abby, thank you for joining. We've missed you.
Adrop Funtimes tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Cheers, Vaz, great job. Tumbler glass emoji, cool face emoji.
Thank you. Abby, do you remember what happened on the last earnings call? I drank a bottle of Peruvian moonshine or whatever that was. We played with Martin and Sensei. We played old videos of the old shows. I played my first show. I played Martin's first show. I played Sensei's first show. Then we lagged about till like 2 o'clock in the morning because we were playing some clips and this and the other. I got in a very good state to bed like 3:30 in the night, and then I got up 6 o'clock for work. Okay, let's not try to do it again tonight. Okay, please. But it was great. I loved it. That was probably the best live show I've done. The last earnings call. That was the longest one as well. 5.5 hours. Woo. Yeah, I love it. It was great fun. But let's keep it sensible, Abby. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Let's keep it down. What's the longest distance? Yeah, about 50 miles. The full VTOL, the full transition will be obviously less because the vertical takeoff and landing is the most power demanding phase of the flight. So there'll be less. But they are not designed for long distance. They are designed for short trips, short hops between, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 mile stops. So just to put this into perspective. New Blade, yeah, that makes sense. I've been looking into this stock and I want to get in at some point. Flight was 31 minutes long. Yes. Whoop. Oh, got a lot of messages to go through. I love it. Get into Joby, in my opinion. Archer is at least 2 years behind, and with their burn rate, will go bankrupt before commercial. Archer are doing good job for the commercialization and the PR and the advertising of the sector. They might not be keeping up with Joby in terms of flights and test flights and maybe certification, but Archer are doing massive service to the eVTOL market through commercialization and advertising. So I think Archer will not stay behind. Archer, the sentiment around Archer and the stock price of Archer will not stay behind, me personally. David says, I buy Archer and other eVTOLs every paycheck. I wait for a price drop, but I don't go too crazy with it. It's cheap now compared to future prices. I think it will be a few $100s. Maybe, yeah, definitely 2030. I mean, 2028 will be the key year when everyone will be buying Archer, Joby, and others. $100 at least. New Blade, the question already asked really... The question asked, I really highlight Archer's BS. Okay. Yeah, some of the questions were a bit personal, I would say. The price is definitely holding up. Yes, that's good. Abby is here. Thank you for joining. Wait for the next short seller report. I don't know, New Blade. What is lies? Yeah. Elaborate on it. Enlighten us. I want to have a conversation. I love it. Abby is here. Everyone is excited seeing Abby. I love when they short a stock like this. Says High Energy. Good evening, David. Hensley. They made a great summary several times. Archer is a good company so far, says David Hensley. Damn right. High Energy. Thanks, Vaz. I like discussing with you too. I love to have you here because you are not the Archer brother. You are bro. Sorry, you are not the Archer bro, and you are sensible. Although you are bearish on Archer, you disagree with a lot of stuff. But I love your input, and you are being reasonable, and yeah, we are having intelligent conversation. I love it. There's nothing better than having an intelligent conversation. So thank you for being here as well. My SDS stock is pumping now. They had 3 earnings today. Their earnings. Yes, there was ASDS, there was Rocket Lab. What we got here? Let's have a look. We had... Where are we? ASDS, Archer, Gorilla as well. Big Bear AI. Oh, not ASDS. Yes, ASDS. Was there Rocket Lab? No, Rocket Lab was last week, wasn't it? Rocket Lab was last week, wasn't it? Yes, Rocket Lab was on Thursday. I completely missed it, to be fair. Yeah, quite big tech day today. ASDS, Archer, Gorilla, Big Bear. Tomorrow we have CrowdStrike, we have GitLab, and a bit more. Wednesday, Microvision, we covered their previous earnings. They are developing LiDAR technology, which, who knows, might be adapted in the eVTOL market one day. We've got Broadcom, we've got Costco. Thursday, we are covering Amprius earnings. I booked a day off work for that, just so I can bring it to gym. Amprius developing batteries for the eVTOL market, not only for the eVTOL market, but they are supplying, or they will be supplying to at least 2 eVTOL manufacturers. So that's some great news. And we've got a forecast, Vertical Aerospace Friday, the 13th. It's not confirmed yet, but it's expected. It's expected to be on Friday the 13th. So there you go. Yeah, so there must be some good earnings result. That's always awesome, said Joey. Congratulations. I made some money with ASDS. Thank you, says Joey. Have to drive now. See you later. Thank you for joining. I loved it. ASDS, Strive. New Blade. We've been making planes for over 100 years. It's really great that Archer got MOC for their CTOL method. Okay. I mean, it's a new aircraft. New Blade. It's a new aircraft. It's something you cannot build in your garage and just fly it, is it? Or fly people in it. They are both, says Clayton. Cheers, Vaz. Great job. Thank you, Abby, for your support. Yeah, let's not go too crazy today. Why is it dumping? It's not dumping. It's not dumping. It's holding. It's holding. How about... Oh, I got some good video. Look at that. Watch this. Watch this. That's New York. Hang on. Not yet. Not yet. Bear with me. Bear with me. Stand by. How about that? That looks more cool. That's Archer, obviously. The skeleton, the body. That's in New York. I talked about it. This is downtown Skyport. It's obviously a CGI image, but that is where Archer, Joby, and others will be landing. And hopefully we get the announcement tomorrow. Or we should get the announcement tomorrow, but I hope there will be some big news for the whole eVTOL market. Right. Let's break down the eVTOL market. Because, was it Javi asking? New Blade. I'm not really bearish on Archer and wish them to succeed. Thank you, I love it. But I've seen what happened with Nikola before, and I see a lot of the same with Archer. Just want to tell new investors to be careful and do diligence it. Yes, 100%. Don't use only one source of information. We can be as good as we can get, but we always get things wrong. Sometimes I don't remember things and I say things wrong by mistake. It's like a typo, like your keyboard and you hit wrong key. So I sometimes say things, I use wrong word, obviously sometimes because of the language barrier, or sometimes I just don't remember stuff and I say it wrong. So we can be wrong as well as we can be right. Don't use us as the only source of information. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. Obviously, it's great. You are following us on you are with us along the journey, and we can follow each other. But yeah, definitely do your own due diligence. I 100% agree. So let's get back in the analyst room. We'll break down the EVTOL market. I will address your more comments and questions in the chat, and then we will wrap it up. So let's get back in the analyst room. There we are, back in the analyst room. I forgot to unplug myself from the charger. Bear with me. Whoop. I just connected to a USB-C cable. There we go. So here we are in the analyst room. So what we've got here is what I believe is the publicly traded EVTOL market. And let me just explain. Oh, look, Archer, very red, 4.65% down. Joby, slightly down. There's no reaction of Joby to the Archer earnings. I think the whole EVTOL market is now pricing tomorrow, including Beta Technologies, which is holding just below $20. Beta could be a massive catalyst for Beta tomorrow. And next week is their earnings. I will try to cover it if it's not in the morning. If it's in the afternoon, we'll definitely cover it. Vertical Aerospace, no reaction. And I don't expect Vertical Aerospace to react directly to the eIPP tomorrow. But I expect Vertical Aerospace to react or ride on the positive sentiment wave if something comes out tomorrow from the results. And obviously, more updates on the earnings call, the fully piloted transition, and more news. What else? Horizon Aircraft just sitting above $2. That's good, because that is the key level for Horizon Aircraft. Beta Technologies, we just broke it down. Bristow Group, that will be one of the biggest eVTOL aircraft operators as well. EHang, I would not be buying EHang currently. I would hold off and wait for EHang. Let's break down what we've got here. So how can we do this? There we go. This is our allocation. So I already explained. We have the eVTOL manufacturers, Archer, Joby, Vertical, you name them. There's about 7 of them. They are the tier 1, as I call them in here, the eVTOL market. And we have tier 0. They are parent companies and institutional investors. And we have tier 2. They are suppliers, supply chain, and operators as well. So obviously the biggest allocation will go to the tier 1, which is about 50% of the pie. Highest allocation, Archer and Joby, they are equally split, about 8-9%. Obviously, that's not working out now because the stock is moving up and down, but it's about, I think, 9%. Archer and Joby, what we've got here. Then we've got Vertical Aerospace, we've got EHang, we've got Horizon Aircraft, Beta Technologies, and Eve Air Mobility. These 7 eVTOL manufacturers you can publicly trade, and they have done a reasonable progress to at least attract some investors. Then we have Bristow, that is tier 2, that is operator. They are operating helicopters, they are supplying, they are doing a lot of offshore transport as well. Think of power grid, think of oil rigs, also think of passenger transport within cities or intra-city. So Bristow, seeing their order book with various eVTOL manufacturers and Beta Technologies for their CTOL aircraft as well, Bristow, I believe, will be one of the biggest eVTOL operators in the world. Honeywell, supplier, we already talked about it, control systems for a lot of the eVTOL aircraft as well, and pretty much majority of the aerospace sector as well. We got Textron, the parent company of Pipistrel. Pipistrel is a French eVTOL manufacturer, and they develop cargo or hybrid electric cargo drone, if you will. Massive, is huge. and it can take, I think, up to half a ton on board and 2 Euro pallets. So again, think of like offshore transport, offshore supply. So I definitely have Textron there. They also are parent company of Bell Helicopters, Beechcraft. They are also manufacturing the aircraft for Virgin Galactic. There's more to it. There's like 10 or 11 subsidiaries under Textron. So I've got Textron here. Got Toyota Motor. Toyota Motor is the parent, not parent company, but they are heavily invested in Joby Aviation. They will be definitely helping to set up their production line as well. Amprius Technologies, supplier here too. They have unique recipe for a battery, for a very high energy dense battery, about 25% much more energy denser than Tesla battery. And we will talk about Amprius this week, because on Thursday we are bringing you the earnings. So maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, I will bring you a little scope and preview of what Amprius do in depth. Strata Critical Medical, former Blade Air Mobility, which got acquired by Joby last year, is split up, and now Strata Critical Medical are doing obviously medical movements of medication, organ transport, potentially patients as well. So that's sort of torn apart from the Blade Air Mobility, but I thought we would keep it in there because they will be using Joby Aviation's aircraft in future. They'll be operator. Delta Airlines, United Airlines. Delta is invested in Joby. Last week they triggered one of their second tranche, and they are invested. Don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, but up to $200 million into Joby. And we have United Airlines with Archer, the same partnership. Joby Delta, we have Archer, United. Eve Air Mobility, Embraer's subsidiary. Embraer is the parent company, but again, EVTOL aircraft built and developed in Brazil. Leonardo, they are building helicopters and they are supplying a lot of components for the EVTOL aircraft as well, namely, specifically Vertical Aerospace and others. Boeing, sitting above it as a parent company, they have been trying to get into EVTOL market, and now they are owning Wisk Aero. So this is the only way how you can invest in Wisk Aero, through Boeing. Aero Group, they are developing their own very design-specific eVTOL aircraft. They will be also operating, and they are involved in defense as well. Surf Air Mobility, operator, definitely flying Beta Technologies aircraft, very likely flying either Joby or Archer Aviation's aircraft. Rolls-Royce, needless to explain, one of the biggest aerospace players. We have Embraer as well as the parent company of Eve Air Mobility. BlackRock, Tier 0, institutional company, investor. L3Harris, partnership with Joby Aviation. You saw it last week, developing hybrid aircraft, hybrid VTOL aircraft together with Joby. Uber Technologies, partnership with Joby, announced last week on the earnings call. Again, you can book your flying taxi, Joby flying taxi, through your Uber mobile app. Airbus, they have been on and off with their own eVTOL venture, but I think it's worthwhile to keep them there. This balances the portfolio as well. Stellantis, they have partnership with Archer Aviation, and they should be investing in Archer probably once Archer say we are ready to start manufacturing, they will pull the trigger, they will invest into Archer's production line. So if you think of partnership Joby and Toyota, we have Archer and Stellantis. They'll be building their production line, making it efficient and lean as they can. Palantir, partnership with Archer Aviation. potential partnership with Joby. There has been a bit of rumor around that. And also partnership with Surf Air Mobility. They are developing their own operation system to fly the eVTOL aircraft. GE Vernova, we already spoke about it. Safran, they both supply components for the aircraft. Cisco Systems, Ecom, founding members of the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics, Summer Olympics. They both provide the eVTOL market with certain eVTOL product. Remember which one? Ecom. Ecom provides turnkey solution for the eVTOL sector. So think of a vertiport, think of a operation system, stuff like that. So that's what Ecom does. Honda Motor, they have been on and off with their own eVTOL aircraft. Recently, they have announced or unveiled the hybrid VTOL cargo aircraft. Don't know if this will go any further or not. Fisker, ignore that. I can't get rid of it. My old investment, I can't get rid of it. That's dead now. And then we have Dassault Systems. Again, defense player. A lot of components for the aircraft, but they have not been doing very well because they had very disappointing earnings. So I hope this helped you. If you have Trading 212, I will put in the chat a link to this pie, and you can copy it, you can learn from it, you can see all the ticker symbols. So I hope that helped. Let's get back in the studio. I can see I'm getting more chat messages. Let's have a quick chat and we'll wrap it up. Here we are back in the studio. Let me give you the link. Let's talk in. Hang on. First things first. So let's give you the link. There we are. This is the pie. Oh, yes, that is the pie. Let me pop it in the chat for you. If you want to have a look, if not, don't. There we go. Simple as that. Right. That is the trading212.com//pies. That is my eVTOL market pie. If you want to have a look, let's now go through the chat. We'll close the poll, end poll. Let me know what you think of tomorrow. So start poll. We'll do a the last poll today. Tomorrow markets. Green, sideways, and red. As Abby would have said, let's put red. No, let's be serious, okay? So that's it. 3 options: green, sideways, and red. Tomorrow markets. Let me know in the poll. I'll close this one. Get rid of this. Address your questions and comments. Archer was at 11 when I looked at it first, and now it's 7 a year later. Yeah, but we also had a $14 run. And Joby. Newblade, where's Joby now? Where's Joby sitting? It's not about Archer, it's the whole eVTOL market. Where's Vertical Aerospace sitting? That's... Yeah. I mean, are you invested? Did you say you were invested in... Oh, no, you didn't say. Are you invested in Archer, Newblade, by any chance? Few shares. It's pre-revenue. What do you expect? Yes, exactly, David. It's just getting going. It wasn't even made money yet. Sounds like you are just... No, he's not. Newblade is not. He's just very critical. To take better decision and make real progress... Well, go start your own. David. Just let's take it easy, yeah? Newblade is all right. He's all right. Newblade, you did nothing. Oh, David, come on. Guys, let's just wind it down, okay? We don't want any drama. We've had enough drama over the weekend, okay? Sorry that you feel offended, mate. Maybe a bit of guys, come on. New Blade, I'm far from being offended. I just don't like to hear somebody be all the time. First off, I'm chatting to Vaz and we've been discussing together for over a year now. Yes, that's great. I agree. So if you don't like that, say don't read. New Blade. Guys, I'm laughing. It's just nobody is trolling, nobody is bitching, nobody is being angry, or it's just we are just talking. Yeah, New Blade is okay. That's all you did. Okay, guys, let's wind it down. It's just depressing. Sorry for reacting on a live call during a live call when no, let's just wind it down, everyone, okay? Zach, yes, Zach, thank you. Fly me to the moon. Maybe if Archer Adam went blocking everybody, the question in their statement, we could have a real discussion. Archer community is eating their PR like Godspell. It's important to discuss it. Yes, I agree. There's a lot of hate from the EVTOL community as well towards Archer and Adam. Obviously, I've said this a few times. The EVTOL community, they are not only buying shares. It's not only EVTOL. That's everywhere. It's all speculative assets. Don't get me wrong. It's Rocket Lab. It's Tesla. It's even Tesla. It's Nvidia now as well. It's Uber. It's crypto. Crypto is worse. It's probably the worst sector of all. People don't just buy shares. They see quick gains, quick profits. They want to make money overnight. They want to become rich overnight. They don't do their own due diligence. Just follow one the other. They make silly decisions. They leverage. They buy options. They trade options. Nothing wrong with trading options if it's disciplined, based on fundamentals, based on experience as well. But if you are using options trade as your leverage to get rich quickly, you're going to lose the money. So people are trying to make money overnight, become rich overnight. They are looking for another GameStop. They are looking for another Bitcoin, early days of Bitcoin. And they are getting silly with their money, with their investments, with their money management. And obviously they are getting silly with their money management. They are losing money. And then they are getting angry. And when they are getting angry, they obviously are getting aggressive. So Archer and Adam, namely, have been facing a lot of hate from the community. Whether it's the Archer bros or the Joby fans, doesn't matter. There's been a lot of hate towards him. How do I know it? Well, you can put two and two together. I think I've revealed enough. I just know it from the horse's mouth. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to say anymore. So there has been a lot of hate, a lot of personal attacks. So yeah, on the other hand, I don't blame Archer and Adam and others. They don't need this, do they? They don't need people shouting in caps on Twitter, Adam, you beep, why didn't you fly full transition and you have misled your investors and this and the other, whilst they have their own chance to submit their questions. Archer have been, especially this quarter, the questions have been more than transparent. Yeah, there's both sides to this. There's two sides to the story, and we should consider both, and we should look at it from both sides. It's like the lawsuit with Vertical Aerospace. Again, there are two sides, and we brought you both perspectives. We brought you Archer's perspective, and then we had Vertical's reaction, and we brought you Vertical's point of view as well. So we brought you both sides. We are not a fun show. We are not a fun account. We are not the Archer Bros channel. You can make your own decision with the information we are bringing you. Yes, we are probably a bit more excited over some stocks like Vertical Aerospace. I'm guilty of it myself. But on the other hand, we are bringing you exclusive news and exclusive information, exclusive coverage that no other channel brings you. And we can't do it all, unfortunately. I wish I could do it all, but sometimes you just need to use different sources of information. So again, do your own due diligence. Definitely come here for unbiased source of information, as much unbiased as we can get. But yeah, there has been a lot of hate. There has been a lot of rudeness, a lot of shouting as well, just because people are being stupid with their money. So there's always two sides to the story. And I'm glad you mentioned this, New Blade, because I could finally get it off my chest. Maybe if Archer are done when blocking everybody, yeah. So I hope I answered your concern. The poll. Are you happy with Archer's progress? 56% yes. Undecided 26, no 18. 100% I know one of them was New Blade. Okay, we are going to have a premiere. Don't go anywhere. There'll be a premiere from Sensei. I just got a message. There'll be a premiere from Sensei. So don't go anywhere. We will carry on for a few minutes and then I will send you off to Sensei's analysis. Zach is here. Vaz up. I love it. Thanks for the pie, says Dan. Vaz, be useful to look at the tickers and do some more research. Yes, definitely. I mean, the defense side has been mental. Last few months, the defense side has been mental. So, yeah. Joby was 6 to 8 at the time, says New Blade. Okay, fair enough. Wow. Sir Joey. Wow, still alive. I will have to rewind. Oh, you were driving, weren't you? Yeah, I'll be ending soon. Give it 2-3 minutes, and I will send you off to Sensei. Let me just do set it up for 25 past 2 minutes. I'm ending. Right. I was about to time them out. Yeah, don't. Oh yeah, time them out both. Both. Yeah, time them out both. Get in the naughty corner. Naughty taughty. There you go. See you guys tomorrow. I hope there's no hard feeling, New Blade. I do value your input. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, David, for saying that. Sorry, Vaz, the discussion went a bit too far with David. No, don't worry about it. Don't. I'm glad you are okay. I'm glad you're okay. Vaz, look at post above about placement of stock ticker during your live show. Vaz, look at post above about placement of stock ticker during your live show. Yeah, I need to develop it slightly. I had something else, but it didn't work anymore because there was an update on OBS. I need to. Yeah, I know it's not the best way how to show it, but better than nothing. I'll definitely bring something better. Thank you, Abby. Right, what else we've got here? Got about a minute. I will wrap it up and send you off to Sensei's video. David, have a good evening. I've seen many people discussing Archer PR get blocked by them. I was one of the first victims of this of it last year. Nice. Okay, fair enough. Interviews that you have done. What? Good evening. Interviews that you have done. I'm not following Abby. I'm lost now. By the way, I started with Archer Investment. Move to Joby while I believe EHang is leading. Yeah. And will take the market everywhere but USA. Possibly. Good perspective. It's like the butterfly effect, says Zach. Thanks, Vaz. I am guessing it will be a good buy tomorrow, says Jim Newsong, on the whole market. Not just because of the earnings call. It's macro as we are in a war at the time. Government shutdown still, silver. Yeah, there's so many things to unfold. Jim, Thursday, Amprius. I hope Wednesday I'll bring you a little live special on Amprius as well on the update. New Blade, no, I voted yes on the progress. Ooh, nice one. Paul, as I seeing them going nowhere. Okay, fair enough. No hard feelings, David. I missed your messages earlier. Abby, at least move it to the bottom. You can wear short. Funny of your discussion room monitor. Interviews with inside personnel from different companies. The horse's mouth, yeah. Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. I don't spend nights in Reddit rooms doing the research in there. I go out and establish contacts and speak to the people in the background. Thank you everyone for joining me. I enjoyed it today. Have a good night, everyone. Hopefully see you soon, New Blade. Yeah, I think good update from Archer. Let's see how the markets react, and then we will talk about it tomorrow. Now, off to Sensei's premiere. I hope he set it up. Have you set it up, Sensei? Let me just check it. He has done it. Okay, so stay where you are. Sensei's analysis. Thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and each other.